Have you ever wondered how the story of humanity began? Picture a time around 3,000 years before the Common Era, when human history was just beginning to be etched in stone and parchment. This was the dawn of civilization, a time of great innovation and discovery. In the Fertile Crescent of Mesopotamia, the first seeds of agriculture were sown. This allowed communities to settle, grow, and eventually flourish into the world's first city-states. Simultaneously, along the lush banks of the Nile, the Egyptians were developing a complex system of hieroglyphics, forever changing the way we record and share information. Meanwhile, in the Indus Valley and the Yellow River Basin, civilizations were sprouting independently. Here, early forms of government were taking shape, setting the stage for the political structures we see today. These ancient civilizations, diverse yet interconnected, laid the groundwork for the world we live in. These ancient civilizations laid the foundation for the world as we know it today. Moving forward in time, we arrive at the Classical Era. This period, spanning several centuries, was marked by the rise and fall of powerful empires that have left indelible marks on our world. In the West, the Greek and Roman empires were at their zenith. They were not just military powerhouses but centers of intellectual thought, giving birth to ideas and philosophies that still resonate today. Thinkers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle challenged the status quo, while Roman law and politics laid the groundwork for modern governance. Simultaneously, in the East, the Maurya and Gupta empires in India and the Han dynasty in China were flourishing. They contributed significantly to the fields of mathematics, astronomy, and literature. The Classical Era was not just about power and conquest, it was a time of great intellectual and cultural growth. Democracy, law, art, and so much more owe their evolution to this era. The Classical Era was a period of great intellectual and cultural growth, shaping our modern ideas of democracy, law, and art. After the fall of Rome, the world entered a period often referred to as the Dark Ages. But don't let the name fool you. This era, spanning roughly from the 5th to the 15th centuries, was a time of profound transformation in Europe and Asia. In Europe, the feudal system took root, creating a societal hierarchy that shaped politics and lifestyles for centuries. Simultaneously, the Catholic Church's influence grew, becoming a beacon of learning and a unifying force amid political fragmentation. Meanwhile, the Crusades, a series of religious wars, opened new channels of trade and cultural exchange. And as the Middle Ages neared its end, the seeds of the Renaissance began to sprout, promising a rebirth of art, science, and intellect. In Asia, the Islamic Golden Age bloomed with advancements in mathematics, science, and literature. The Mongol Empire, at its peak, connected the East and West in a vast network of commerce and communication. Despite its name, the Middle Ages were anything but dark, with remarkable advancements in technology, culture, and society. The world became a much larger place during the Age of Discovery. This epoch, spanning the 15th to the 17th centuries, was marked by audacious explorations and unprecedented encounters. It was during this time that Europeans, driven by curiosity, economic ambitions, and a thirst for expansion, ventured across vast oceans to discover the New World. The Columbian Exchange followed, a period of profound and complex interactions. Goods, ideas, and unfortunately, diseases were exchanged between the Old and the New World. This had a profound impact on indigenous populations, often resulting in devastation and societal collapse. Simultaneously, the rise of colonial empires began to emerge. Territories were claimed, resources exploited, and cultures forever altered. The first threads of globalization were woven as economic, political, and cultural ties connected disparate parts of the globe. The Age of Discovery forever changed the course of human history, setting the stage for our modern world. Finally, we arrive in the modern era, a time of rapid change and progress. This period, marked by the Industrial Revolution, saw a seismic shift in the way society functioned. As steam engines started to roar and factories sprouted like mushrooms, the world was moving at a pace never seen before. The agrarian society was slowly being replaced by an industrial one, and this brought about significant changes in the economy as well. The creation of wealth was no longer limited to land ownership. The advent of machinery and technology started to level the economic playing field, creating new opportunities for those willing to seize them. However, this era was not just about economic transformation. The modern era was also marked by devastating conflicts, notably the World Wars. These global confrontations tested the mettle of nations, bringing about immense loss and destruction. But they also spurred technological advancements and led to a rethinking of international relations, birthing organizations aimed at maintaining global peace. Following the World Wars, the world witnessed the Cold War, a period of political and military tension between the Western Bloc and the Eastern Bloc. It was a war of ideologies, setting democracy against communism, each vying for global supremacy. This era played a crucial role in shaping the geopolitical landscape of the world. Parallel to these global events, the modern era also saw the rise of democracy and human rights. The voice of the individual started to matter more than ever. Civil rights movements, women's suffrage, and decolonization efforts highlighted the importance of equality and freedom, shaping societies around the world. And then, there came the digital revolution. Computers and the internet transformed the world in ways unimaginable. Information became accessible at the click of a button, connecting people across continents. It has redefined how we work, learn, communicate, and even entertain ourselves. The modern era, with all its triumphs and challenges, continues to shape our world and our place within it. As we look back on the vast tapestry of human history, we are reminded of the intricate patterns of progress, conflict, and cultural evolution. From the rise of ancient civilizations, where mankind first laid the foundations of society, to the classical era, a time of intellectual awakening and architectural grandeur. We journeyed through the Middle Ages, a period often painted with dark hues of war and plague, yet also illuminated by the sparks of scientific and artistic breakthroughs. The Age of Discovery then expanded our horizons, as explorers charted unknown territories, bridging continents and cultures. Finally, we arrived at the modern era, a time of exponential progress and transformation that continues to shape our world today. Each era a thread woven into the fabric of our shared history. In the end, we must remember that history isn't just about the past, it's about understanding our present and shaping our future.